Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Tuesday, July 20th, and this local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow you. Flagler Beach is considering ending its 4th of July fireworks show in favor of a New Year's Eve fireworks show. Mayor Susie Johnston tells WNZF no vote was taken on the issue, but it certainly was talked about by commissioners.
Since we did not have 2021 fireworks, the money was still sitting that was provided from the TDC for fireworks, and it was brought up that the city use New Year's Eve as a pilot program to have the fireworks and see if it brings business during the slow season of New Year's. Typically, Flagler Beach is very dead New Year's Eve, and this was a good time since we have the funds sitting there to see if it would bring business to the community.
John Ludgerai, president of the Flagler Beach Business Bureau, says they'll be discussing this at their meeting today.
So we can get real feedback from the business owners, so we can actually give some real feedback to the commissioners to help them make a decision. Because I know that our Business Bureau has not been approached at all in saying whether or not we support it or we're against it kind of thing. We're trying to get facts and seeing exactly what they're looking to do.
Ludgerai says there's a possibility for collaboration here as well.
If it's a bearing on the city financially, what are the issues? We want to drill directly into that, so then we can either say, hey, we support this, or you know what, we'll take over 4th of July. You know, there's a lot of different opportunities. I know there's a lot of locals that are perturbed by this announcement, but if there are opportunities available to keep this long-standing tradition that so much are emotionally attached to it, well, why can't we do both?
That's the conversation happening later today. Flagler Beach City Commissioners have also been invited to the Business Bureau's meeting. Mayor Susie Johnston told WNZF she will attend. While the labor force continues to grow, WNZF's John Arking reports that economic officials have concerns about the latest employment statistics.
Only 16 new jobs were created in Flagler County in June, while the unemployment rate jumped to 6%, nearly a full percentage point increase from May's numbers. Meanwhile, the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity says that in the past 2 months, Flagler County's labor force has grown by 1,172 residents. Palm Coast Flagler Regional Chamber President and CEO Greg Blase.
We're very disappointed by these numbers. I think that if you're looking for any silver lining to this cloud, it's going to be that we've continued to add residents to the labor force. So the labor force continues to grow, but the jobs and people taking jobs has not grown with it. I don't think it's any one thing either. That's the frustrating part about this, right? I mean, before you could say, okay, well, people are staying home and they're not taking jobs. Well, over the last 2 months, we've shown that's not happening. Is it that we don't have jobs to offer them? Well, no, you just drive around the community and we've seen that we have jobs to offer them. So, what's going on here is really frustrating, and hopefully we can get to the bottom of it sooner rather than later.
Looking back at data from a year ago, the unemployment report also shows that in the past 12 months, Flagler County has created more than 5,200 jobs. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arking.
Heidi Petito likes her new job. Amy Cherry has more.
Heidi Petito, who's serving as Flagler County's Interim Administrator, hopes to take over the spot permanently.
Working in government for the last 31 years, initially I wanted to go into nursing. I have grandparents that had been in the medical field, and at the time I thought it was really the only way that you can truly help somebody. And I think working in government, it teaches you that you have a great impact not only on the people that you work with, but the community. And like I said, I love Flagler County. I don't want to move. I love everything about it, and what better way to give back to the community than to be in this position and making impacts.
Petito adds she's learned a lot from her predecessor, Jerry Cameron, who retired earlier this month. She says he left Flagler County in a great position for growth. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Amy Cherry.
Pipeline projects in Palm Coast are on a roll, Karen Johnson explains.
The City of Palm Coast stormwater pipe crew has already exceeded its projected number of pipeline installations, totaling more than 40 completed projects year to date. Their original estimate was projected to have 35 installations completed in 2021, but at this pace, the crew should be able to complete as many as 56 installations this year. Carl Cody is the Director of Stormwater and Engineering for the City of Palm Coast. Coast.
Our goal is, with our new enhanced stormwater program, we're looking to add capacity, make sure the stormwater system's functioning properly, and as well as dealing with some of the aging old infrastructure. Some of these old metal pipes have corroded and are collapsing in areas, so we try and get ahead of those.
Cody adds a recent project in the W section proved to be a challenging task for multiple reasons, making its completion a joyous team achievement. The stormwater pipe crew made diligent efforts to avoid any damage done to the homeowner's landscaping, fence, and other property during the process. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
So what is Soul Psychiatry?
Eddie Brous, the owner and operator of the concept, is a psychiatric nurse practitioner.
And Soul Psychiatry is a provider for mental health, so we manage medication, and we do it by telehealth, so like Zoom.
Brous said he brought the concept online a couple of weeks ago and has been fielding a lot of questions about it and how people can take advantage of Soul. You can find his phone number at helpmymind.org. Flagler Health Matters is on every Saturday morning at 11:30 on WNZF. The podcast is on the Flagler radio app. Tomorrow, Brous says there's a real difference between human relationships and those online, especially during the pandemic. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.